Prince William visited Abu Dhabi and Dubai today. Jonathan Sacerdoti, I24 News UK correspondent, is with us from London. Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, let's start with where did he go today?
Well, this was the first major royal visit in 2 years and his overseas, and he went to the UAE. This was announced on his Instagram as he arrived. He said he was excited to be arriving in Dubai to celebrate the UK at Dubai Expo and discuss the vital work of that they're doing together, the UK and the UAE. So we know already that he had engagements in Dubai with the aim of celebrating British talent in the region and promoting conservation efforts. His visit was requested by the Foreign and Commonwealth and Development Office here in the UK, and it's timed to coincide with the 50th anniversary of the UAE and UK National Day. He went to the Jubal Mangrove Park, which is the nature sanctuary for animals native to Abu Dhabi. He was accompanied there by the team at DP World, which is a government-owned cargo logistics company working with United for Wildlife. That's an initiative he previously launched to combat illegal wildlife trade. And the Duke of Cambridge also toured Jebel Ali Port, the world's 9th busiest port, to see how AI technology is being used to uncover suspicious shipments. And then he stopped by Expo 2020 to see the UK's National Day display there and to continue to promote UK interests.
He came solo, right? No family.
I believe he's on his own this one.
Right. This comes as we are actually seeing, I would say, a beginning of transition in the royal family, right?
Yes, indeed. In fact, it's worth saying that he also came to Israel when he did the trip to Israel and Jordan on his own without his wife. And so it's not unusual in that respect. And yes, we are beginning to see the working royals really spread out the work a bit more. Of course, Her Majesty the Queen hasn't travelled for many years on foreign trips. So that's something that's been picked up by other members of the family already for some years. But as we're seeing the family slim down for other reasons as well, remember that Prince Harry and his wife Meghan left as working royals and went to live in America. And then, of course, Prince Andrew is off duty because of the charges against him in court in America. This means that there are fewer of them to spread the work out. So Prince William is getting plenty of experience and learning the ropes so that when one day he's king, of course, this will all be second nature.
Right. Meanwhile, I see the news from London that Prince Charles was diagnosed with COVID today for the second time. How come?
That's right. Prince Charles, of course, had COVID quite early on in the pandemic. And it was announced today that he's been diagnosed as COVID positive again. So that's the second time. Apparently, it was the result of routine testing. So we assume that maybe he wasn't too ill, but they found out just from testing him routinely. There isn't an awful lot of news on his condition, but that's normal. Again, the royal family tried to keep their medical histories and their medical situations as private as possible. Of course, there is some speculation over when he last saw the Queen. He was out at a public event last night, so he met people there, including politicians. And he also is said to have been with the Queen only 2 days ago. So far, we don't know if the Queen herself has tested positive. We're not being given very much information on that. But she is being monitored and they will be taking good care of her. Remember, she's 95 years old. So catching COVID for her would be perhaps a more serious issue than it is for Prince Charles, though himself not that young either, in his 70s.
Right. How is the Queen doing, by the way?
So we see less of her these days, but they've been very careful to show us that she's still working. There were some video images released just a few days ago as she marked her Platinum Jubilee. And this is the Platinum Jubilee year. She is the first monarch to reach that stage, to be reigning for so long. So, of course, everyone's very concerned about her health. She's suffered a bit of ill health recently. She started to walk with a walking stick within the last few months. Public appearances, but as I said, at 95 years old, that's not too bad going. And certainly in those images that were released by the palace and the video of her going through her red box, her papers for the day, she did seem to be very sharp and to be sound of mind. So if she's a bit frail because of her age, I think people will forgive her a slightly reduced schedule.
Right. Jonathan Sacerdoti in London, thank you very much. Good evening.